You know the actor, Christopher Reeves, who he died a couple years ago. Everybody knows him as Superman from the late 70s, early 80s Superman movies. In 1995, he was horseback riding. He was in a competition, and he was getting ready to go jump over a gauge, or whatever they call them, a little something. Don't know what they call them. He was getting ready to jump over it, and his horse decided at the last minute it didn't want to jump. And so it hesitated, and it threw him off. And of course, he's a big guy, and he went head first. He did have a helmet on, but the weight of his body going against his head crushed the two top vertebrae in his neck. So basically what happened is his head was not connected to his body anymore by bone. And obviously, as you can imagine, incredibly painful, almost died. But they were able to revive him, and with the help of a lot of people, were able to keep him alive. Few people know this, but after that happened, he was in such pain, and it was such a horrific situation that he actually wanted to kill himself. He said, "I can't do this. I've got to die." And he told his wife that. He said, "I just want to kill myself." And his wife told him, he said, "Honey, you are the same person now as you were before. I will love you, I will be by your side, and will do whatever it takes to get through this." And he said, with that bit of encouragement, from that moment on, he said, the thought never even entered my mind anymore to ever do that. I think of dependability. In fact, he would even go on to say that some of his wife and some of the friends that came to console him and come alongside of him and to help him out, that was the reason that helped him to be able to live so many years. A team player is dependable. Let me just say it this way. If you are living your dream on your own, you are not reaching your full potential. If you're going through life on your own with no go-to players, you are not living up to your full potential. Ladies, I want to talk to you for a second about your husbands. Your husbands are tough. They're independent. They're strong. Come on, guys, give me a little grunt there. Come on, we're tough, we're independent, we're strong. And let me tell you something. They cannot live without you. And they cannot do life without you. They may never say that, but I tell you, it is the absolute truth. Underneath all the toughness, all the goodness, there is someone that is very fragile. And they need a go-to player. Be that go-to player for them. I cannot think of the times that my wife has been there for me, and she's been that go-to player. And I really not even wanted to get up and go on. But she was strong whenever I was weak. It's a huge thing. By the way, it works vice versa too. Okay? You're living your dream on your own, you're not living up to your potential. Next thing, fourth thing. Not only is a team player dependable, a team player is enthusiastic. And that is to say that it's not necessarily so much your talent that drives the team, but it's your heart that propels the team onward. Have you ever played on a team where there was one individual that they were just like a cheerleader for the team? It was their enthusiasm, their heart that just drove you. And maybe they weren't the most talented person, but you could always count them to get the team up. I want to show you a quick video about a guy that you may have heard of before. His name is Jason McElwain. And he's a high school student that has autism. And he had a really amazing thing happen a few years ago. And there's a video that tells his story. Enthusiasm. Check this out. Enthusiasm. The cool thing about Jason is he was a senior when he did that. But he was actually on the team every year. He was the manager. And one of the things about him is his enthusiasm was so inspiring to his teammates. It was cool that he got to have that moment and have that night. But I guarantee you, he helped that team more than just that night by his enthusiasm. You know, every time I watch this, I can't help but think of the coach. And I'm thinking, if I'm the coach of that team, I'm thinking, why did I only put him in that one game? You know, I mean, it was like, that was amazing. It was incredible. Enthusiasm. A team player is enthusiastic. Next one, a team player is relational. A team player is relational. And that is to say, if you get along, others will go along. If you get along, others will go along. Nehemiah 2 and 12. a story about this man Nehemiah who heard from the Lord to go to Jerusalem and to rebuild the wall in Jerusalem and to put things back right that had not been there before. And it's a really amazing story. It says, "And I rose at night, and some few men with me, neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, save the beasts that I rode upon." And basically what this is saying is I didn't have much. The man didn't have much with him, and he didn't tell anybody necessarily what he was doing. But he got up and rose to go to do something, and people went with him. He was an incredible leader. Why was he an incredible leader? Well, I think it has something to do with relationship. They knew, hey, if this guy goes, we go. And we do that. Team player is relational. If you get along, others will go along. You know, I, like you, like everybody else in our nation, the past 2 weeks have been kind of amazed at the phenomenon of this woman who's the governor of Alaska that we didn't know about 2 weeks ago, and now is kind of like an international star, Governor Sarah Palin. And you know, it was amazing. I was looking on the internet, and this ad came up. You can actually now buy a Sarah Palin doll, and I was like, wow, what took them so long? You know, I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. I mean, you know, you've made it whenever you have an action figure made after you. And you know, I was reading some things about her, and as the governor of Alaska, she has a 90% approval rate. And that is absolutely unheard of in politics. And I was doing some figuring, and I'm thinking, you know, of every state, that makes her the most popular politician ever right now. I mean, it never happens. And since she joined John McCain as the vice presidential candidate, his side has gained 11 percentage points just because of her. And I'm thinking, wow, this must be an incredible leader. She must be something else. And I was reading a little article about her life, and I was fascinated by the story. It reminded me of this issue of relational. It talked about how a couple months ago, she has apparently a ladies group. She's in a life group that she's met with for years. And it's 6 women that get together, and they just kind of downshift from life, and they hang out together. And I'm thinking, oh, cool, she's in life, you know? And it was telling the story about how she went to one of the meetings with the ladies, and they were supposed to bring gifts to exchange some gifts for something that was going on. And she went to the meeting and, you know, brought her gift and kind of sat there for a while and said, hey, sorry, I hate to run so soon, but I've got to go. And so she left, and she was late because she had to catch a jet to fly to Arizona to meet with John McCain to be questioned about possibly being his vice presidential candidate. And I was amazed at that story, the fact that she actually went to the meeting of the 6 ladies who are probably nobodies. And so imagine this, you go to a life group, exchange some cookies. Oh, by the way, gotta go catch a jet. I might be the vice president. What? I mean, that's crazy. It's incredible. And I got to thinking about that. I thought, relational. Team player is relational. If you get along, others will go along. Now, I don't know if that's the deal for her popularity or not, but I got a feeling that there might be something there. And I can think about all the people that I've known who are team players, and that is something that is very common about them, is they are the kind of people that you just want to hang around. Why? Because they care. Because they're relational. Okay? A team player is relational.